Senator Atkins, for what purpose do you rise?
Thank you, Madam President. There is a resolution at the desk requesting permission to suspend Article 4, Section 8A of the Constitution and Joint Rule 55 for the purpose of allowing Senate bills introduced in the year 2021, this calendar year only, to be amended, heard, and acted upon by the Senate before 30 calendar days have elapsed. These requests have been approved by the Rules Committee. Would respectfully ask for your support.
Thank you, Senator Atkins. Madam Secretary, please read the resolution.
Resolved that pursuant to Article 4, Section 8A of the Constitution, Senate bills introduced in 2021 may be heard in committee and acted upon by the Senate before 30 calendar days have elapsed since introduction, and that Joint Rule 55 be suspended to permit such hearing and action prior to being in print for 30 days.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Members, discussion and/or debate. Senator Nielsen.
Just parliamentary inquiry.
Please proceed.
If I may inquire of the pro tem, are these trailer bills or just regular Senate bills?
Thank you for the question. These are regular bills.
Thank you.
Regular bills too. Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Members, any discussion? Yes, Senator Grove.
Is my mic on? I don't think so. Thank you, Madam President. I understand the schedule and the need to schedule our committee hearings in the most efficient way possible, especially during the COVID situation that we have. However, suspending the Constitution of the state of California and limiting transparency by not allowing bills to be in print for 30 days is not something that I can support. Just as we saw in regards to COVID-19 data, Californians want more transparency from their government and their government to work better for them. By not allowing the state of California and its citizens 30 days to read and digest a bill so that they can mobilize in support or in opposition and frankly just know what's going on in this building and come up and comment on it, or actually zoom in and comment on it now. It's unacceptable, and I think it diminishes both trust and confidence in our institution. I'm asking all of you colleagues not to suspend the Constitution of the state of California, which you duly swore to uphold, and stand by the voters and the citizens of California in demanding transparency and not less. And I urge a no vote on this motion.
Thank you, Senator Grove. Members, further discussion or debate? Senator Hertzberg.
Thank you, Madam President. I am a student of this institution. I hold the Constitution in the greatest reverence that anyone can. The genius of our Constitution and the framework that has been established at its core is human. We are facing an extraordinary global pandemic. We, as a body, trying to represent the near 40 million people that we represent, are trying to conduct our business in a way that creates the greatest level of transparency and accessibility to those in this building who are subject to the risk, to the members, to the staff, everybody involved, as well as to provide an opportunity to the public to be heard. We saw last year, as we tried to come up with ways to balance those interests, that we had hearings that lasted into the wee hours of the morning. We had members of the public sitting on phone lines for 7 and 8 hours. That was wrong. What's happening here is a request to provide some ability to, in fact, increase the opportunity for the public to participate. We only have 2 hearing rooms because we can't socially distance, this chamber and 4203. How do we manage a 7-week schedule as a Senate that allows people to participate, to not sit on the phone for 7 or 8 hours as they've done before? What we do is we increase the time period, which is the underlying reason for this very limited request to suspend the joint rules in the Constitution, to allow us to have hearings, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, to allow people to have access to be able to participate. One of the unintended consequences was not only that people had to wait so long, but that actually there were that many people to participate that didn't travel to Sacramento. So as we face this extraordinary challenge from the pandemic, extraordinary circumstances require the flexibility to be extraordinary. And I would just suggest that, yes, this is very difficult to do. But under circumstances anything less, I would say I would join Senator Grove in her point of view. But I think that under these circumstances and the opportunity to provide people the ability to participate, this is a thoughtful and reasonable solution that to me is consistent with the underlying framework of our Constitution. I stand in support of the motion.
Thank you, Senator Hertzberg. Members, any further discussion or debate? Senator Nielsen.
Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I have made reference to this before quite often, but I'll repeat it right now. As far as increasing the input of the public, we really don't do that here, particularly now in even the committees. We're allowing a presenter and one or two people saying, I like the bill, and give some reasons. Same for the opposition. Everybody else, some of these people that sit hours on the phone, they get to say, I'm Jim, I'm against it. That's all. I submit that is not public input, and I have thus far not complained about that in the committees, but I'm going to begin to now. That is not legitimate public input. Just take a tally. As you prioritize your mail load, I'm quite sure that the mass form letters that come in, you don't get apprised of every one. You get a tally, which is the only way we could do business. But now we are, by, I say to the contrary, giving more public input. Let's just take a tally then, save everybody a lot of time. It's not public input when all you do is say, I'm Jim and I'm against it.
Thank you, Senator Nielsen. Seeing no further discussion or debate, Senator Atkins, would you like to close?
Thank you. Yes, Madam President. I would just make a couple of final points. The Constitution actually allows the legislature to take action such as this, and I would further say it is a responsible action. This year we've had we had 809 bills submitted. Over 200 of those are spot bills, which means more information needs to be provided before they are set for hearing at committees. Last year, members in the Senate, and I want to again thank you, reduced their bill load significantly because of the situation that we were in with the pandemic and the uncertainty. This year we have some more certainty, but we also have the ability to schedule things appropriately so that people will be safe, protected, and that we continue to allow public participation. I think one of the benefits of our decision as a Senate body to allow remote participation as soon as possible was to ensure that members of the general public, people that don't usually get to come up here, have the opportunity to weigh in and at least say their name, where they reside, and that they agree or disagree. And I think that has been something I hope we find a way to continue beyond this pandemic, to be supportive of members of the general public. So I think this is a responsible action. I think it is due to what the majority leader has said in terms of us trying to be responsible and yet do our business. I said that our bills were significantly cut last year. This would be a second year in which we, as members of the legislature, were we to act differently and do what we did last year and really push to cut our bill load, would not be doing the job that we feel like we need to do to present legislation. So I respectfully request this body to support this action for this calendar year, given all of the comments that have been made by myself and the majority leader. Thank you, Madam President. Urge an aye vote.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen? Aye. Archuleta? Aye. Atkins? Aye. Bates? Aye. Becker? Aye. Borges? Bradford? Aye. Caballero? Aye. Cortese? Aye. Daly? No. Dodd? Aye. DeRozzo? Aye. Eggman? Aye. Glazer? Aye. Gonzalez? Aye. Grove? No. Hertzberg? Aye. Wisso? Aye. Hurtado? Aye. Jones? Laird? Aye. Leyva? Aye. McGuire? Aye. Melendez? No. Min? Aye. Newman? Aye. Nielsen? No. Ochoa Bogue? Aye. Pan? I. Portantino. I. Roth. I. Rubio. I. Skinner. I. Stern. I. Umberg. I. Wachowski. I. Wiener. I. Wilk. I.
Ayes 32, noes 4, the motion carries. Thank you, members.